I'm quitting the farmer's market. That's hard to say, but just felt like I had to put it out there. It's been a weight on me. It kind of feels like I'm breaking up with a girlfriend kind of thing. I'm not ready to break up, but I know it's the right thing to do for both of us. I just want to share in this video why I decided to quit going to the farmer's market after the last 4 years. So in 2020, I decided to start a market garden. So what I did was basically transform a 1/4 acre parcel of our property that was just grass, and I decided to turn that into a market garden plot. So I transformed all of that by covering it all with a silage tarp. I think that was in August of 2020, and then in March of 2021, I took off that tarp. All the grass had died. I put down compost and laid out all of my rows for my market garden, and I started growing lettuce and carrots and some radishes, turnips, all the different things that I could bring to the market. And I was I loved going to the farmer's market, and I'm really inspired by the regenerative farming, movement to basically bring some life back to our food. And I wanted to be a part of that in a small way. This is actually one of the hardest decisions that I've ever had to make, because selling at the market and being a market farmer, person at the, a vendor at the market, felt like part of my identity, like who I was. And it took a lot of thinking over the last month after the last season, which was very, very difficult. The last season I had, which played a big role in my decision to cut ties with the farmer's market. But I'm going to get into some of the reasons why. But the hardest thing is all of the friends that I made at the farmer's market. Those are going to be the hardest. That's going to be the hardest part of walking away from. But at the end of the day, I think I'll remain friends with those people that we became very close with at the market. So if you're not aware, like if you go to the farmer's market and you see all the vendors there, it's you might see some of the vendors have real tired eyes and, not the best body language. And those are the ones probably have the best food on the table, because they work their butts off to bring all that food, fresh food, grown well, to the market to sell directly to the consumer. That's the part that I love about the farmer's market, cutting out the middleman and becoming a part of something, special, like a real community forms there at the farmer's market. And it's really cool, the relationships that you form with your customers every week become kind of like family. And it's a lot of work. It's a very physical, demanding thing to grow, especially the way that I do. My farm is so small. I have a micro farm, 1/10, maybe 1/8 of an acre that I've been growing on for the market. And it's really hard on my body. It's been really hard on my body and really stressful, because it's just me. And, I have kids, I have other responsibilities, and it's hard to do all of the things that I have to do to get to the market. Sometimes felt like just an achievement just to get there. But this last year was really, really hard. It was so hard that I almost gave up in the middle of the season. I had issues with pests, deer. We've never had deer in our in our backyard before. This year we had deer, and it just decimated all of my salad mix that I had grown for July and August, when it's really, really popular to bring that to the market. And I've had that in years past. This year, that just got eaten up by deer, something I didn't even know that I had to protect from animals. This year, I learned that the hard way, and I had nothing to sell for almost 2 months. And that was really hard. And physically, my body, it's just really physical, the way that I farm, no-till. I use all hand tools, and it's just really, really hard. It became really hard on my body. Maybe I just got out of shape, or I don't know what it is, but I just couldn't keep up with the demands of making it every week to a farmer's market. And maybe I would have if not to take anything away from my personal farmer's market, but it isn't like, I'm not at like the best kind of farmer's market. Like, it's not in a big city where thousands of people come. Like, there's only a small, there's only maybe a few hundred people that come every week to the farmer's market that I've been selling at, and there's kind of a cap on how much money that you could make. And when I'm looking at the numbers at the end of the year, it just doesn't really make sense to me. All the work and stress just to make it there, the money just doesn't at the end of the day, you have to make a profit and you have to make money to support your family to do this. And I don't think, at least at this market, that I'm able to do that. And other than not making that much money doing it, and as much as I loved it, it just doesn't really make sense at this point in my life. It comes down to time. Time's our most precious resource, and if a farmer's market's just not making it worth your time, then it might be time to cut ties and find another way to make money that's not as stressful and not as hard on my body. So that's what I'm working on this year, and what I'm focusing on, as hard as it is to move away from the farmer's market. Yeah, it's just really hard to do, but I feel like it's time to do that. I wanted to get that off my chest because I've loved being at the farmer's market, and maybe at some point in the future when my kids get a little bit older and they could help me a little bit more on the farm, we could go back and make it a weekly thing. I would love that. And my kids have grown up with me at the farmer's market for the last 4 years, and I love that, and I have other videos, you know, showing that, and it's been a really good experience for them and other kids that they become friends with too from other vendors and things like that. It's been a great for my kids to see me working really hard and trying to achieve something and start a business at the market. But at this point in time, I'm changing directions a little bit and trying to focus more on ways to make money directly here on our farm. And I really want to find ways to monetize what we're trying to do here, like Justin Rhodes did. And I want to be able to make a profit and from what we've learned and what we do here, and find a way to do it from home in a less stressful way than going to the market every week. So if you're someone that goes to a farmer's market, frequents a farmer's market, you know, don't give a hard time to those vendors at the market. Don't argue on prices. If they want to charge what they're charging, you know, pay for it, or go somewhere else and find it cheaper at the grocery store. But if you want quality, go to the farmer's market and take care of those farmers that are growing food the right way, and they're working hard and really believe in that movement of local food, because I think that's really important. Something I loved being a part of, and I still am going to be a part of, just in a different way. I'm still going to be selling produce at a new farm-to-table grocery store called The Farm Store, which you can actually follow them on Facebook. Look up The Farm Store on Facebook and follow their Facebook page. I'll be selling my salad mix and carrots and things like that as they start growing again in the spring to the farm store, and I'm really excited about that. So definitely check that out. I'm excited about that, and stay tuned for more kinds of content and potentially some new things that I'm working on. If you want to stay in touch with different things that I'm working on here, click the link down below to join our email newsletter, and I'm going to start sending out more emails, maybe once or twice a month, to talk about things that I'm doing, especially this year, working on our self-sufficient garden plans. I'm really focusing on trying to grow as much food as possible for our family, and I'll be able to do that and focus on that now that I'm not having to worry about going to the farmer's market and prepare for the farmer's market each week, which really takes 2 whole days out of my week every week. So this year is going to be a lot different. We're going to grow a lot more food, save some money, and eat really healthy, and I'm really, really excited about that. So if you're new here, feel free, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and follow along with us. I'd really appreciate that. Like this video if you found it helpful or thoughtful in any way. And that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.